Who did good? Who did bad? In this video, I'm going to give you 5 winners, and I'm going to give you 5 losers of the Detroit Lions versus the Pittsburgh Steelers that just took place week 2 of NFL preseason. Before we get in this video, I want to ask you a question. Give me one word of what you thought about the game last night. One word. It could be anything. It could be great. It could be bad. I want to hear what you guys say for one word of this game. That will be the pinned comment of this video. A lot of observations took place last night. A ton of observations. There was some good and there was some bad on both sides of the football and on special teams. And we now have 2 weeks in a row. Is there anomalies or is there consistency? In my opinion, we do see some consistency, and that is good to kind of get a trajectory of specific said players and how they're doing, whether it be good or bad. Let's start with the good in the winners of this game. The first winner of this game is Levi Onwuzurike, the Lions' second-round draft pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. He finally got to make his debut. We've seen some practices. He strung about 3 together, and it looked very good. He was obviously been injured with that back issue that he was dealing with college, so finally he got to make his presence felt. And what did he do? He did well disrupting. I thought they did better in stopping the run. Still, there's a lot of work to be done, but from last week to this week, it did get better, and that is a testament of Levi Onwuzurike. And what was good about what also he did, he broke up the middle and got a sack. This is exactly what you want to see from a young defensive tackle. You want to be able to disrupt and make pressures on the quarterback, make the quarterback unable to step in the pocket, and ultimately throw the football a little bit earlier than just sitting there for 7 seconds. Granted, it wasn't a lot of time and it was just one game, but it was really nice to see him in there and do his thing. So he's a winner in my opinion. One word to describe this game, that is the pinned comment for this video. Give me one word, folks. That's all I need. Hey, make it fun as well. I want to see some fun one words. Lions running back Craig Reynolds is my biggest winner on offense. No doubt about it. This guy, when getting the ball, he makes plays happen. Some people get it and some people don't. This guy gets it. And he's got a really good cut. He's got that bursting speed, and he is not easy to tackle. If you watch it, when he gets hit, he continues to grind going forward. He slips those tackles, and that's exactly what we need for a running back here. And look, we have injuries that's going to happen throughout the season. It's going to happen to our running backs. Shoot, we've seen DeAndre Swift. He's been injured so far in training camp, so you need to have reliable backups. Yes, Craig Reynolds is not someone we drafted. With that said, doesn't matter. This guy had another touchdown. This guy continues to get good yards going forward, and he is also good in the passing game. This is what we need from a backup running back. And hopefully, now we've seen from last week to this week, this is now 2 games in a row that he's shown consistency, that it was not an aberration. It was not something unique to one game. There's a now consistent pattern of being a good running back. This guy should make the roster in the 53. David BLOUGH. Hey, looks like, in my opinion, that the backup quarterback position is now taken care of. David BLOUGH, when he got in the huddle, when he commanded that offense, instantly the whole offense got better. The offense was driving consistently, long sustained drives, may I add you, and yes, he had a lot of pressure on him. That second string offensive line had some woes to it. Matt Nelson, one being a guy who didn't do a great job. But what did David BLOUGH do? He ran out of the pocket and ran and got first downs. He took big hits, and he was consistently going forward, making this offense go for, even with flags. We had a lot of flags. David BLOUGH showed the presence and leadership you want to see of a backup quarterback. We were down 0-23. He comes back as the quarterback, 20-26. Great work, David BLOUGH. Looks like he's solidified it up. Lions tight ends and wide receivers. I thought they had a very good game. Last week, we see some drops and we see some inconsistencies. This week, we got to see Brock Wright, a young tight end, make a play. Darren Fells, yes, he did have some flags, but he did catch some footballs. That was good to see from a tight end perspective. The wide receivers, Tom Kennedy, he was showing, yes, he's not the most athletic guy in the world. He's not the greatest wide receiver in the world, but he can catch a football and make a play, so it was really nice to see that. Geronimo Allison had a very good game as well, in my opinion. Had a really good catch, obviously recovering the football. That was nice to see, kind of shockingly, because in camp, I didn't think he had the greatest camp. Also, Brashard Perryman made a big catch. They took it back due to a flag, but nonetheless, he got open and caught the football. So it was really nice to see these wide receivers go out there and have a better showing than last week. It was really hard to tell the wide receivers in the first half because Tim Boyle was so bad and his inaccurate throws, so you couldn't really judge the wide receivers there. But as soon as David Blau came in, you can tell that they played much better. They played with a more confidence in catching the football, and that's exactly what you want to see from this group. So a good direction from last week. Much better play. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at MicroMike85. I do leave the messages open. Go on and message me. Go ahead and follow because I'm dropping all my content on there. As soon as it drops, I put it on there. So if you're not really following too much with the notifications on YouTube, as soon as a video drops or as soon as a stream goes, I do put it on Twitter. Follow me at MicroMike85. The star of the whole game. This guy is the MVP of this game, in my opinion, and that's the 4th round draft pick, Derrick Barnes, the linebacker. He was all over the field. Every time there was wherever the football was, that's where Derrick Barnes was at. It was glorious to see. He was good at run stuffing. He was really, really good in the passing game, consistently disrupting, almost had an interception. He didn't have the interception, but if you look at that play, he was systematically staring down the quarterback. Instead of biting on the play, his eyes were on the quarterback. He moved left. He jumped it, almost got the interception. This guy looks like a veteran on the field. It was glorious to see. So far, excellent. This guy, in my opinion, needs to be a starter immediately for the Lions linebacker. And from week 1 to week 2, to me, it took a fairly big jump. And that's significant because he did good last week. This guy right now is an outstanding player for the Lions. Brad Holmes, I believe, hit a home run on this guy. Everything is not roses, peaches, and greatness. Sometimes there is some bad play, some bad players that took place, and now we're going to get into the losers of the Lions versus Steelers. Now, this ain't the biggest loser in my opinion. A little bit of nitpicking here, but that's okay. But Jalen Reeves-Maybin got bit on a big pass, and he was completely off. I think there was definitely defensive miscommunication between him, Will Harris, and some of the secondary. I'm not sure exactly what happened. He got beat big time. Whiteout was completely open, and it was a busted play for Jalen Reeves-Maybin. You want to see a little bit better for him, but it was good to see him on the field because you do need to see him. Whether it's good or bad, we need to see what Jalen Reeves-Maybin can do, and that was just strictly from a defensive perspective. He's really good on special teams, and he's probably always going to be winner there, but given that he got beat fairly big, I'm going to give him a loser for today. Tim Boyle is my second biggest loser in this whole game. When he was the quarterback leading the offense for the first half, it was bad. His passes were inaccurate. They were overthrown, underthrown, ahead of the wide receiver. And he had time in the pocket. Unlike David Blau, the protection was really good, but he was just extremely ineffective. He does have a very strong arm, but he's inaccurate. And he's shown now 2 weeks of inaccuracies, and that sucks because you really wanted this guy to come out and be a good piece. He's done good in training camp, but it's not resulting good into the preseason. It's not resulting good under the lights, and now he's shown that he's not a good backup quarterback, and I really think he lost his job. Now, good, he can come out next week, and maybe he can do really well. But right now, 2 weeks of inconsistencies, 2 weeks of bad play, and that resulted in the Lions not getting a single point in the first half. Flags, flags, flags. The flags was atrocious. This was a flag-happy game, a lot towards the Lions, and that's not what you want to see. Week 1, there wasn't a whole lot of flags. Week 2, false starts, holdings, Darren Fells with his flags, a lot of flags going on. We need to do a better job and not be messy, because as the Detroit Lions, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. When we shoot ourselves in the foot, the game's over. We got to stop doing this. It gets annoying as can be. Dan Campbell's got some work to do on these guys. With that said, you're going to see this, though, with backup players. That is there, but it needs to get cleaned up. We need to get better. Second string offensive line was not good. Matt Nelson specifically. This was not good to see. David BLOUGH had no time in the pocket. Matt Nelson looked bad. Dan Skipper played better than him. We need to do better with these backup offensive linemen. If there is an injury, we got to have somebody to replace them for offensive line to be effective. This could be a chance for the Detroit Lions potentially looking for somebody possibly that gets let go when they cut to the 53, because right now it's not good. Terrell Crosby will be our swing tackle, and this definitely cements the idea that we cannot trade this guy. I do not trust Matt Nelson to be a tackle for us. We need to have better play on this second, third string offensive line. We have to be able to. Yes, it's the backups. Yes, it's not the starters, but depth is vital, and we need to have that depth. So hopefully they probably pick somebody up when players get cut. You all knew where this one was going. I'm leaving the worst for last. This guy, Jahlani Tavai, it is beating a dead horse, and I'm tired of talking about it. It's been like this for a year and a half now of consistently poor play by Jahlani Tavai. The guy can't cover. The guy can't tackle. The guy can't blitz. The guy is completely lost. I don't know what else to say. He played horrible. 10 yards off. 10 yards off. The guy got the football. Jahlani Tavai was 10 yards away. I've never seen anything like it. He does not deserve to make this roster. Anthony Pittman did better. I'd rather see Jalen Reeves-Maybin. There is better linebackers on this team that deserves a spot at least to compete or be in a backup role than Jahlani Tavai. He brings nothing to the Lions. You know, it's unfortunate because you invested a second-round draft pick in him, but it is what it is. And he is a deficit, a net negative on this team, and it showed again. I don't know what else to say here. He needs to go. That's really it. So hopefully he gets cut and the Lions can move on from this experiment. One Pride podcast on my channel on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. and live watch party every single Detroit Lions game. Make sure you guys are there. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. And I got been dropping videos every single day, so get ready for that.